Hello again, friends! It's me, Wickedy. So the Stardew Valley 1.4 update was the one that we've all been waiting for, myself included. There are so many new features added, and the fact that Concerned Ape updated all of this to the community for free without making it an additional add-on is just beyond awesome. While I don't want to get into all the changes and features added because I don't want to spoil your fun, I do want to go over with you the list of 55 quality of life changes that were made and show you how it looks now. There will be just a few spoilers in here, so keep that in mind if you haven't finished the game. Okay, you were warned, so let's move on down the list. I've also linked the post with all the features added in the description if anyone wants to check it out. One highly sought after update was the ability to rearrange the museum artifacts without having to donate a new one. There's now a ledger here that's going to give you the option. And now if you drop an item while collecting a museum reward, it's no longer going to drop into the area behind Gunther that you can't pick it up at. If you are selling in the shops and you haven't donated a specific item yet, it's now going to specify that when you mouse over it. We now have the ability to reread letters from the mailbox at any given time in this new tab here. If there is a wedding coming up, you'll now see it in the calendar. When you exit out of the map from clicking on the side, it now brings you back to the previous tab. You can use Tab and Control Tab to rotate the items in your toolbar on PC. This button here is a lifesaver. You can now fill existing stacks in your chest from your inventory just by clicking this. The Organize Inventory option had a fix for Linux, and it now sorts stacks from highest to lowest quantity. The catalogs now have tabs to save you from having to scroll all the way down just to find that one chair. Craftable items like kegs, preserve jars, and furnaces are now stackable. You can now trash your slingshots and copper pans, and now Willy will also sell a copper pan after you've unlocked it. Using shift-click, you can move items in and out of the toolbar while in your inventory. Moving your cursor over an item needed for a bundle will now make the bundle button pulsate. When viewing community bundles, what you have completed is now grayed out. Supposedly when you exit a bundle, the cursor highlights the bundle you exited, but I wasn't able to see the difference though. Unclaimed bundle rewards can now be picked up from a new Junino bag in the completed community center. When a tool upgrade is ready, there is now a morning notification. And when a fruit tree's growth is blocked, there's also a morning notification. All events should now be skippable. If you are married, giving gifts to dateable NPCs should no longer make your spouse jealous. Unless you're dating them, that is. Why don't you like my super cucumber, Sebastian? The hallway that's between your room and your spouse's room now looks much better. You can now sleep while holding an item. I've passed out in my bed before because of that, so I'm really happy with this. Your pets no longer block the farmhouse doors and corridors, and you can easily push past them if they get in your way. The Queen of the Sauce reruns now show reruns of recipes that you missed and don't know yet. These next two are especially helpful. When you are building or moving farm buildings, you can build on tilled soil and tree seeds. Also, attempting to place a building will nudge any animals out of the way, except horses. You can now remove the horse's hat by using any other hat in your inventory. Click once and the hat is off the horse. Click again to place the new hat. Mousing over your farm animals will change your cursor depending on whether or not they've been pet. And if your farm animal is standing on a crop, you can now still harvest it. Mousing over an animal while holding action doesn't automatically open the inspection menu anymore for easy petting. And mousing over a crab pot while holding action doesn't automatically pick up the pot when refilling with bait. It should now be easier to milk or shear an animal without opening the inspection menu. Gates have been adjusted to make it much easier to make a double gate. You only need to place a gate on one post instead of in between two. Interacting with the mill only opens up the chest menu if there are different items in it at the same time, like sugar and flour. You can hold down the Interact button while holding an edible without re-triggering the Eat It option for refilling things like kegs, preserve jars, cheese, and mayo makers. Wilted trellis should no longer block movement. Wild tree seeds, not the fruit trees, can now be placed outside of your farm in a valid spot without having to till the spot first. Mushroom tree sprouts at various levels of growth now have a distinguishable appearance. And tapped mushroom trees are now ready in the morning instead of the mid to late afternoon. Obelisks now take up a little less space, a 3x2 instead of a 3x3 space, though they do look the same as before. The Hat Mouse can now sell you hats that you've won in festivals, so you and your horse can match. When you find a lost book, instead of getting the first animation every single time, it is only for the first book found. After that, it's just this notification in the corner. For Linux players, pasting invite codes via on-screen button is now supported. When you catch a fish with a treasure chest that has bait or tackle, you can now attach them from the chest menu. Wild bait now has a chance at catching double fish. Junino cart can now be paused, and it can now be controlled completely with the keyboard. You can now see the key coin balance while playing Calico Jack. And you can now push past an NPC, which is very helpful as some people have gotten stuck at festivals. If an NPC bulldozes through a chest, it now dumps all the items out. You do lose the chest though. If you haven't made it to level 100 in Skull Cavern, you'll no longer overshoot it if you jump down the mine shafts. This is a great one. Collapsing in the mines no longer makes you forget levels. And after collapsing in the mines and losing items, you can see the list of items you lost and pay Marlon to recover them. With all of these quality of life changes, it's a total game changer for me. It makes some of the more tedious game mechanics so much more fun and just feels much better to play. My favorites are probably the double gates, so I can have better looking farms, and the fill existing stacks from the inventory is going to save me so much time. What about you? What has been the best improvement from the list to you? Let me know in the comments down below. For more Stardew Valley videos, make sure to subscribe and like and share too. It really helps my channel grow and motivates me to play more games and help others out. I'm Willy, thanks for hanging out in the valley with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!